business travel forecast from Joe Woody. Then 4 World Series championships in the past 6 years. Joe Torre knows about winning. He also knows about giving some back. We'll speak to the skipper of the Yankees about baseball and a new charity program to benefit kids. Stay tuned for Joe Torre and the New York Yankees. The team lost 10-7 to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Come on, give me a break. Ending a 7-game winning streak, but it's not all baseball Torre has on his mind. Today, he is focusing his efforts on bringing attention to the Samsung 4 Seasons of Hope charity. And joining us from Manhattan, Joe Torre, manager of the New York Yankees, and Peter Weedfald, Vice President of Strategic Marketing and New Media for Samsung Electronics America. Thank you both of you for joining us. Peter, why don't you first tell us what this charity is about?
Sure. This is a charity to raise hope, raise disciplines, and finding ways to help children, help those individuals who are not as fortunate as others. And we're doing it through Samsung's 4 Seasons of Hope, which is really designed around the 4 seasons of the most special sports in America, which is baseball, golf, football, and of course the 4th one, baseball, football, golf, and
I don't know, pick one.
Pick one, that's it, right.
Lacrosse, soccer. What do you mean by less fortunate? Is this simply an income thing?
Yeah, each one of the charities are backed by a sports figure and by Samsung Electronics, and less fortunate meaning that it might be a case where they've got a disease if they're a child for the Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital. It might be a situation where we've got battered wives or battered children, which will be the charity that Joe Torre is heading up. So those individuals that need help, need hope, and need the backing of a company like Samsung that can help deliver it through this kind of a venue called Samsung's 4 Seasons of Hope.
So you've been involved with charitable work for a long time. Well, what attracted you to this charitable effort?
Well, we created this particular charitable...
I'm asking Joe that.
Sorry, Joe.
What attracted you to this particular charitable effort? Because I know you're involved with several, and I'm sure people would like you to be involved with many more.
Well, you know, Samsung gave us the opportunity for my family to start what's going to be called the Joe Torre Family Foundation for Margaret, which Margaret was my mom. And basically, I grew up in a hostile household, and I was affected by domestic violence. My dad was very intimidating, and you don't understand it until you live it, and then you really don't understand how many people it involves, especially children. And I know growing up in that household, I was a very nervous child, and since then I have been visiting several places, and we're working actually with the Center Against Domestic Abuse in Brooklyn to try to raise some money and raise awareness and try to give some aid.
Does Samsung actually provide a cash contribution here, or is Samsung simply increasing the awareness of the 4 charities that are involved?
We're actually doing both. We're making a substantial multi-million-dollar donation in products and cash, and we're also raising great awareness. So, for example, there's a website called 4seasonsofhope.com where we're donating about 350 million impressions over the next 5 to 7 days across some of the most premier websites in the U.S., such as Forbes.com, CNN.com, Fortune.com, SportsIllustrated.com, etc.
Peter, give us a minute to talk baseball with Joe. Hey, 4 games behind the Boston Red Sox. I know it's early, but...
I know my boss keeps reminding me that too.
Who is the boss? Right, yeah.
The Red Sox are pretty good. They've got the best record in baseball, and they're pretty impressive. And the one thing we need to do is just make sure we win our share of games. We just come off a hot streak, winning 7 in a row. We got our rear ends beat up last night, although we did try to come back, but it was too high of a hill to climb, really.
What so far, and again, realizing it's early, but what has been the most pleasant surprise or development in this season for you?
Well, I think it's probably the emergence or the reemergence of David Wells, who's pitched well, plus the kid we have at second base, which is he has really been a delight. Alfonso Soriano, who is leading our club in just about everything, and including smiles. and he's really taken our ball club by storm, and all the ball players love having him around, and I think he's going to be a big force before it's all over with.
And you really think, according to the paper a day or two ago, you really think Clemens looks even better this year than last?
Yeah, I think physically Roger's in better shape. I mean, I couldn't follow a regimen like he follows on a daily basis, but he certainly has a lot of little boy in him, and I think that's so important to be able to do what he's doing. He needs, I think, 14 more wins to get to 300, and we're hoping he'll be able to do that before the year is over.
Probably before the end of the month, the way he's going. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck with your charitable effort. Joe Torre, manager of the New York Yankees, and Peter Weedfald of Samsung. Still to come, theme investing.